static, sliding, rolling. Which is the highest friction? Static friction. Then comes sliding friction, then comes rolling friction. So wherever there is friction, our job should be to convert those into rolling frictions, the more and more rolling. Now we come to the part where we will see the frictions, advantage, disadvantage and all. So as I said, that section I always study. Friction is a necessary evil, or we say it's a necessary intruder. So I say friction is a necessary evil. Necessary evil means the necessary part will give me advantages. Understood, children? And the evil part will have some disadvantages. That means when friction comes in your life, it will bring some advantages and it will bring some disadvantages. Okay? So let's start with advantages. Number one, your very ability to walk is due to friction. What are we doing in work? We are putting our leg and we try to push the ground backside. That you'll learn in grade 9. That's also Newton's. Every action, you try to push the ground backside, the ground pushes you again in the front mode. If I was wearing socks and I put talcum powder, will I get the grip? No. So you're able to walk is due to what? Due to friction. Then number two, the vehicle's movement. So here the friction is between the feet and the ground. Agreed? Now look at the vehicle movement. In vehicle movement, the tires are the ones which are gripping the road. So it is the friction between the tire versus the road. If you have no friction, you will not have proper grip of the car. Now, if you see the tires of the car, like if you see the tires of the car, the tires will always have, what do you say? MRF, nylon grip. And there are something called treads. Treads. There will be treads like this. Treads. That's why you'll see some shops written retreading. Then there will be tread, cross tread, this tread. Tires we make are the tires you write. So unless this treading is there, the grip won't be happening. And in higher classes, you will understand, like say, for example, when you take a turn on a road, they go, ye higher classes, okay, this is my car. This is my car and I'm taking a turn on a road, right? When you take a turn on a road, you actually, have you seen when you take a turn and you're cycling at a very high speed, you try to reduce your speed. आपको confidence नहीं मिलता है when the turn comes. You feel कि आप छिटक के बाहर चले जाओगे. Don't you feel that? So what happens when we are doing this, there is always something, there is an inward force and this force is created by friction. You will not understand, just basics को समझिए. And whenever anything is rotating and you're taking a turn, basically you're moving a circle, there will be a center created. There will be a center. And another force that created is known as the centripetal force. The centripetal, जब भी आप घुमाते हो कोई चीज, centripetal, okay? So whenever you are moving anything, the body will have a tendency to get out of that circular radius. Try and understand. जैसे, let me tell you, take a small bucket, the bucket in which you get dal fry in restaurants and all, and you put dal on it, and you try to rotate it in a circle, not a single drop of dal will fall, because the dal wants to get out. Even if the bucket is moving all right on your top of your head, no liquid will fall out because the dal wants to get out. So you have an outward force. That outward force is directly proportional to your velocity. More is your speed, more is the outward force. Now who is keeping you inside? Friction is keeping you inside, the frictional force. So this you will learn in grade 11 and all, just a basic. So I said always frictional force is a limited force. There is a limit to which this force is. Once this force will overcome this force, tum chitak ke giroge. Are you understanding? So what do? We actually make all curves banked. Banking, you know, the curves are always made like this. Like if you see the motorcycling and the circus mein jaise log ghumate hai na, it is never straight. Straight mein aap giroge. It will always be banked. Even in highways, railway tracks, one side will be raised. So that is called banking of tracks. The banking will actually help you not to skid and get outside. And if you see motorcycling race, whenever somebody will take a turn this side, the biker will try to bend as much as possible, knees almost touching the road. वो कभी इस साइड नहीं गिरेगा. गिरना भी है ना, हमेशा देखना उल्टा गिरेगा. These things of mechanics you will study in higher classes. Why does when the biker is going at a high speed, the biker will always fold his knee, and the knee will almost touch the ground when he's negotiating a turn. He will never fall on this side. गड़बड़ हुआ ना, वो हमेशा उस साइड ही गिरेगा. There is something called a gyroscopic couple. These things you will understand in higher classes. But friction is one which helps you to negotiate turn. Then second question comes, do we stop our car due to braking or due to friction? People say we stop our car by braking. No. What does the brakes do? The brakes will stop the wheels from rotating. You will still skid. ब्रेक क्या किया? ब्रेक ने गाड़ी को लॉक कर लिया है. What is the guarantee you will stop? The guarantee you will stop depends upon friction. If the tire is not of good quality, will the brakes not lock? Yes, the brakes will lock. Now the car will become steady. And as a steady car, it will just skid off. That's what happens in US when it is very snowy and ice falls on the road. There will be a symbol on US roads like this. This means snowy road. Brakes mat mariye. If you apply brakes, your car is going to skid. Why? Because between the tire and the asphalt, now there is a thin film of ice. And ice is not good for friction. You can't go fast. Fast में जाने से ब्रेक मारते आप skid करके चले जाओगे. Have you seen pet dogs? Pet dogs will suddenly go and screech and they will slip and go this way because their paws are having very polished paws. There are a lot of these videos, cute videos they will make. Dogs will be asked to brake and the whole puppy will just skid away like this because the floor is smooth and this is smooth. This also happens, say suppose a lot of trucks are plying on the road, right? And so trucks are releasing what? A lot of diesel exhaust and all. So oil exhausts are going out, exhaust. Now once it rains, then what happens? Once it rains, this is my road. On top of this road, what will happen? Slippery oil layers will be created by all the exhaust and all. Once it doesn't rain, it is not an issue. Once it rains, ये सारा oil है ना, जैसे आपके kitchen में, your mom is cooking a lot of Indian dishes. So don't you think there's an oily surface getting created on your tiles and on, obviously. Now put some water on those tiles. So you'll get an oily surface. Now your car tire is actually moving on this surface. You actually expected friction between tire and road, पर बीच में कौन घुस गया? Oil. ये तो lubricant का काम कर देगा अभी आपको. Now when you brake, tire तो रुक जाएगा. ढम करके मारोगे जाके, skid करोगे. Are you understanding? Have you played those mischievous games? Boys play it usually. We used to play. I will ask you not to play. In schools and all, like on verandas, we used to do a little bit of skating, run and then swing, skate and go and सब लोग करते हैं ना ये चीज. वो क्या किस लिए करते हो? Because the dust grains and everything has formed and your soul has to be very polished. It is created. Now, do you stop at the place you want to stop? No, you just hold the door, then only you stop. He's finding it very familiar. Sir, why school? I do it in the corridors also. This is such a nice skill. Do you understand this? So friction, the vehicle's movement is all due to friction. Not only movement, even the braking. Even the braking is due to friction. People think brakes help us to stop the car. Brakes help to stop the wheels from rotating. But to stop the car, you need the friction between the tire. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? If you apply brakes, wheels रुक जाएंगे. But गाड़ी को कैसे रोकोगे? गाड़ी तो skid करके चला जाएगा ना आगे. लेकिन अगर आपका टायर्स अच्छी क्वालिटी में है, तो आपका रोड रुक जाएगा. That's why in snow and in oily surface, braking is, you cannot sharp brake. So go slow, go as slow as possible. Because once you apply the brakes, jam it, it will just skid off. Your car will skid off. समझ में आया? ये एक हो गया. Then number 3, your ability to hold and lift things. Hold and lift. How many of you have read Tinkle? Tinkle. Tinkle में butterfingers है. Butterfingers का problem क्या है? जो भी पकड़ो वही गिर जाता है ना. So nowadays, when you were kids and used to go for family parties to somebody's house, you will see that the host or the guest always gives you to have water in those plastic glasses. आपको कांच का ग्लास नहीं देता है. क्यों? क्योंकि you all are babies. आप कांच का ग्लास पकड़ के तोड़ दोगे. So that is because your holding ability has not become that good. Are you understanding? The holding is due to friction. ये पेन्स में जो यहाँ पे रबर देता है आपको, किस लिए दिया है? Better grip. The new grip, the better grip. all these, the cricket bat, the gloves, and this is also hold and lift. So for hold and lift, whether you are a power lifter, you are a wrestler, आपके हाथ में हमेशा कोर्स रहना चाहिए. स्लिपरी हाथ से आप बोतल खोल पाओगे ना. Even you will see your mama also doing हाथ ऐसे करके then opening the bottle, because you need friction. So friction is a friend for holding. Then third, the nails and the screws, nails and screws that remain on wood or say walls. Try and think. Put a nail and a block of butter. रहेगा वो? घुसेगा? रहेगा? नहीं, पटक से गिर जाएगा. No friction. ये भी friction के लिए होता है. Then number 4, your ability to write. आप लिख कैसे रहे हो? Friction. You're writing due to friction. Unless and until there is friction, you won't be able to write. So देखो friction के कितने uses हैं. So friction is considered as a very necessary to me. It gives me a lot of advantage. The main thing is the ability to walk, the vehicle's movement, the hold and lift actions, then nails and screws that remain stuck on walls. क्या हुआ मिश्का, नींद आ रहा है आज. Then writing कैसा रहता है? You want to drink water, there's a bottle out there, just fill water. So writing is also helped due to friction. समझ में आया? तो अब फ्रिक्शन के डिसएडवांटेज क्या हैं? फ्रिक्शन का मेन डिसएडवांटेज है wear and tear, and next is heat loss. Wear and tear. Now let's go with everyone. Walk. अगर आपको चलवाता है तो आपके सैंडल भी घिसवाता है, राइट? अगर टायर्स में ब्रेकिंग अलाउ कर रहा है तो टायर्स भी घिसते हैं. Then you will see a lot of people say, hey, my car needs an overhaul, the brake shoe needs to be changed. The brakes have got something called a brake shoe. The brake shoe comes and holds the drum. Have you seen the brake shoe of cycles, those black color? That's called the brake shoe. The brake shoe will come and hold in cycle, they come and hold the cycle's rim. In a car, it will hold the brake drum. So once it holds the brake drum, the shoe wears off. So you have to replace that shoe. So wear and tear. And then any moving part, if there is friction, there will be a lot of heat generated. जैसे आपने बेल्ट ड्राइव्स देखा है, बेल्ट ड्राइव्स. सो इन बेल्ट ड्राइव्स द बेल्ट घिसता रहेगा, घिसते घिसते क्या हो जाएगा? हीट होएगा, ढीला हो जाएगा. सो ड्यू टू दिस हीट लॉस इट ब्रिंग्स इनएफिशिएंसी इन मशीन्स. इनएफिशिएंसी मतलब ड्यू टू फ्रिक्शन स्लैक हो जाएगा, घिस जाएगा. घिसने के बाद इनएफिशिएंसी. इनएफिशिएंसी मींस द मशीन इज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग एज इट शुड परफॉर्म. फ्रिक्शन आते आते क्या हो गया? घिस गया. दिस ड्रिल मशीन्स, द गुड ड्रिल मशीन्स घिस गया. रबर, देयर इज अ कार्बन स्प्रिंग, द कार्बन ब्रशेस घिस गए हैं. घिस गया है तो मशीन एफिशिएंट नहीं रहेगा. मशीन विल बिकम inefficient. In fact, you see your doors mat. The door mat is to have proper frictional surface. That is, when you scrub your soles, it takes out all dirt. वही डोर मैट घिसते घिसते क्या हो जाएगा? उसका फ्रिक्शन चला, it will no more be efficient. Then have you seen these staircases? If you see staircases in your school or anywhere, you'll always see these portions have become very polished. The edges, even in your building, you will find. Why? All of us get down by putting that leg or our feet on these edges. ये edge घिसते घिसते, look at the staircase edge. Only this portion you will see घिस गया है. Friction. So why is friction considered a necessary evil? If somebody asks me a question, now let's draft that answer. Friction is considered as a necessary evil because it brings a lot of advantages as well as disadvantages for us. 1 mark question. Same question, 2 marks. Then we'll say, for example, if friction helps us to walk, it also wears down the soles of our shoes. 5 mark question. Why is friction considered as a necessary evil? List reasons in support of your answers. We'll say, friction is considered as a necessary evil because it brings a lot of advantages and disadvantages for our daily life processes. Draw a T column and write the advantages. Helps us to walk, this, disadvantages, this. That is how you write the answer as per the marks. If it is a 1 or a 2 marks in science, an example always helps. Whenever you define something, suppose you have to define this, that friction is considered as a necessary evil because it brings advantage, disadvantage, write an example. Then the teacher finds, yes, ये बच्चा समझा है. For example, while it allows us to walk as an advantage, the wearing of our shoes, soles, due to friction is a disadvantage also. Have you understood? So friction is a necessary evil. Is this part clear with you? Helps you to walk, helps vehicular movement, both in terms of movement as well as in terms of braking, the ability to hold, lift, and right for human beings. Then the ability with which this particular clock is on the wall, because there's a screw behind it, is hanging on that screw or that nail. Who is holding it? Friction. If this wall was made up of, say, butter, and you put that, dham se niche gir ke टूट जाएगा. ठीक है? So if you have understood now how does the story go? Now this is me, okay, and I am dealing with friction. Do you understand? Then friction in some part of my daily life will be necessary. Do you agree? In some part it will be an evil. Wherever it is necessary, there I will be very happy, and my idea will be to increase friction. Yes or no? And whenever it's an evil, I am sad, and my job will be to decrease friction. Let's see how to increase friction and how to decrease friction. If you want to increase friction, the basic idea is jack up the roughness of the surfaces. Roughness. What are the factors on which friction depends? Friction depends upon the surface quality of the two mating surface and also the weight. So what you do is that you jack up its roughness. How do you jack up the roughness? Number one, say for example in tires, what you are doing, apart from the rubber, you are creating more treads on it. Scotch Brite. Take the new Scotch Brite and put it on Mishka's face. Is it abrasive? So we make it roughness because we want more of abrasion. Sandpaper. So increase friction. How do you increase friction? Say the shoe soles. Okay. Then what next do you use? We can also use, oh sorry, say I can use, say, spikes. Athletes use what? Spikes in their shoes. The bowler has got a bowling spikes. Yeah, Mishka kya neend aa raha hai. Batting spikes. Then you can use coarse material. Have you seen weightlifters? Before lifting the weight, they will dip their hands into chalk. That is called coarse material, right? Then you can have belts with abrasive coating. बेल्ट ड्राइव में एब्रेसिव कोटिंग देते हैं ताकि फ्रिक्शन रहे उसमें, है ना. ग्राइंडिंग व्हील देखें आप, जिसमें हम इसको नाइफ्स को शार्प करते हैं. द व्हील विल बी रोटेटिंग एंड द नाइफ विल बी पुट ऑन इट, एंड लॉट ऑफ स्पार्क्स विल हैपन. सो द ग्राइंडिंग व्हील इज वेरी कोर्स मतलब खुरदरा. अच्छा, लेट मी टेल यू, pedicure, you know na, where feet care takes, people treat your feet. Do you know what is called a pumice stone? Pumice stone होता है ना, एक stone होता है. It's got many holes. Yeah. So you can, right, actually what you can do is that if you're, अभी तो आप कम उम्र में हैं, so your feet are very smooth. When you come to our ages, the feet soles will have a lot of dead skin. So what we do, in order to take proper care of your feet, you should have warm water in a bucket. Add some baking soda into it. Start your favorite, what you call, Netflix show. Add some Listerine. Listerine is the mouthwash. Add some Listerine to it, and then dip your legs in that warm water. For how much? 30-40 minutes. Then take out your feet, and a pumice stone is available like a comb type. उसमें एक stone रहता है. Stone. It's like a handle, yeah. And then you start gisofying your feet, and then you'll see all the dead cells coming out. ठक ठक उसको गिराएगा. ये घर पे कर सकते हैं या फिर 900,000 रुपए सैलून में भी दे सकते हैं. Then you start gisofying it, so all the coarse part will get off. After that, you again put Vaseline, lotion, and all. Your feet is maintained and taken care. So that pumice stone is actually where the ways in which you are increasing friction. Friction can be increased only by increasing the roughness. Make the surfaces as rough as possible. Car tires. Then if you are having nails, screw में हम क्या करते हैं? Nail is a polished one. So in screws we have got threads. So whenever you get a screw, then you will see whenever AC technicians come and they install the AC, वो क्या करेंगे? Shortcut काम करने के लिए screw को लेके उसमें hammering करते हैं. No, gone. Screw is never to be hammered. You are supposed to drive it inside. So it is going in a groove. It will not be easy to pull it out. वो अंदर लॉक होके रह जाएगा, but the screw goes in a spiral action inside. That's what is the action of a bullet also. When a bullet comes and hits somebody, the bullet has got a straight motion as well as a whirling motion. इसलिए जब भी आपके बॉडी के अंदर जाता है, चीर फाड़ के निकलता है. That's why the pain initially, bullet hit, they say initially you don't get pain. Pain is after 4-5 seconds, and then it will be immense pain. ठीक है? तो ये अच्छा, decrease friction के लिए क्या करना है हमें if you want to decrease friction, you have to make surfaces smooth. Plain idea, you have to make surfaces smooth. How do you make them smooth? One is by polishing. One is you polish the surfaces. And one of the most used technique is called lubrication. So what is a lubricant? A lubricant is a substance. Now you can get a question on a lubricant also. What is a lubricant? A lubricant is a substance which is introduced or which is used to reduce friction. And I told you, oil is a very good lubricant. So the lubricant can be in your benefit. Suppose these are two frictional surfaces. This is one frictional surface and this is the other surface. So you put what? You put a lubricant layer inside it. So you're not allowing the rough to mate with the rough, but the rough is mating with the soft one. As a result, the movement will be very nice and your doors and all will not make any noise. Cars and all need a lot of lubrication because there's a lot of movement. You will hear, how many fluids does a car use? Anyone has any idea? How many fluids? कितने तरह के fluids एक गाड़ी को चलाने में use होते हैं? Water, petrol, diesel. यही तो तुम लोगों का प्रॉब्लम होना है. सबसे पहले आपको एक फ्यूल चाहिए गाड़ी को चलाने के लिए. चल गया. जैसे ये गाड़ी चलेगा, गाड़ी में क्या है? गाड़ी में engine है. The engine will be actually becoming very hot because the engine is moving. So you need to lubricate the engine. So you will need something called the engine oil, castrol. ये चाहिए आपको. सीखो mechanics. You need the engine oil. So the engine has started to move. Engine will only rotate something. Then you have the heart of the car is the transmission, the gearbox, जिसमें आपका gears घूम रहा है. तो आपको उस गियर को भी लुब्रिकेट करना है. तो उसके लिए आपका नेक्स्ट ऑयल क्या हो गया? द ट्रांसमिशन ऑयल. दिस इज ऑल्सो इन मैकेनिक्स लैंग्वेज दे विल कॉल इट गियर ऑयल. आपको ये भी देना है. अब इतना ये दो तीनों तो हो गए. अब इसके ट्रांसमिशन ऑयल होने के बाद आप अपने ब्रेक्स चलाओगे. सो द ब्रेक ऑल्सो हैज समथिंग कॉल्ड अ ब्रेक ऑयल और नोन एज द ब्रेक फ्लूइड. ब्रेक ऑयल और द ब्रेक फ्लूइड. समझ में आया? इतना हुआ. Now your cars are very stylish nowadays. They have got power steering. What is power steering? कभी ना अपने गाड़ी के स्टीयरिंग में बैठो. No, not hydraulic. You need to sit. What is that? See, don't answer something. We are talking about how many fluids are there. What does the pump do? A pump is going to pump a fluid. Pump has no action out here. I am talking about आटा and you are taking sir तवा का आटे के साथ कोई. अब मैदा बोलो तो समझ में आएगा, बाजरा बोलो समझ में आएगा, तवा मत बोलिए. What is the? Please sit on your car steering. चलाने नहीं बोल रहा हूं. बैठो कभी. बैठ के you will first thing find is the steering is locked. Once the steering is open, the steering is very smooth. The truck steering is not having a power steering in it. The old age truck, the school bus may have a power steering. No. Power steering enables you to maneuver the car much more easily. छोटे जगह में टर्न ले लेगा. तो अगर वो power steering technology है, तो we need what? We need a power steering fluid also. वो भी इसको लुब्रिकेट करके रखेगा. इतना हो गया. इसके बाद हमें और क्या चाहिए? और क्या क्या फ्लूइड? यू नीड अ विंडस्क्रीन वॉशर फ्लूइड ऑल्सो. रेंज में देखते नहीं हो दैट लीवर को खींचने से. सी इन आवर डेज एवरी हाउस डिडंट हैव अ कार, सो वी वर वेरी एंथुसियास्टिक टू लर्न. नाउअडेज यू ऑल हैव कम टू ग्रेड 8 बट यू स्टिल डोंट नो द एंटायर ऑटोमेशन ऑफ द कार. देयर इज अ लीवर व्हिच इफ यू पुल द वाटर कम्स स्प्रेड ऑटोमेटिकली ऑन योर कार्स फ्रंट स्क्रीन. दैट्स कॉल्ड द विंडस्क्रीन वॉशर. So you need a windscreen washer fluid also. And then the car's AC system and the engine also needs to cool. So you need a coolant also. आपको एक coolant भी चाहिए गाड़ी चलाने के लिए. समझ रहे हो एक गाड़ी में कितने टाइप के fluids घूम रहे हैं? 7 different types of fluids are running in the car. आपको coolant भी चाहिए. Coolant radiator में होता है. Windscreen washer वाइपर के प्लास में रहता है. You fill it. If you don't fill it, then when it rains and you will not be able to clean your thing. Power steering fluid is always topped up. Otherwise, your steering will not function. Brake oil fluid, very essential. whenever your car starts and somebody pulls the handbrake, you will see one red circle with one dot like this. That actually indicates your brake oil. ये सब सीखो बेटा, नहीं तो कैसे होगा? Transmission oil, this will take care of your gearbox. Engine oil, the main oil. जो बोलते हैं ना गाड़ी सर्विसिंग में गया है, सर्विसिंग में क्या होता है? That's what people don't learn because nowadays people drive a car, they go to the service station, कार सर्विस में देना है, शाम को मिल जाएगा ना? क्या गाड़ी में क्या वो भी तो देखिए. Transmission, the engine oil, and then you also need the fuel to run the car. So many type of fluids run. ठीक है? So if you want to increase friction, increase roughness. How do you increase friction? Making surfaces rough. Then matchstick burning. How does it burn? Friction. And friction is going to generate a lot of heat. So you have to cool those heat also. For those we need those coolants, as we said. Okay. So wherever friction is necessary, you need to increase friction, increase the roughness, spikes in shoes, coarse material, belts with abrasive coating. These are all done for shoes with rubber soles. And whenever you want to reduce friction, you have to make it smooth. And how do you make it smooth? Make it polished, make it super fine. And the best way is to use lubricants. So lubricants के क्या क्या lubricant होते हैं? Oils and greases. Oil grease होगा तो ही आपका गाड़ी चलेगा. क्या मिशकू, पूरा आंख ऐसे ऐसे 3 बार बंद हो रहा है. अब मैं बताऊं नींद भगाने के तरीके क्या हैं? अच्छा चलो थोड़ा सा फन. Do you know how to stop laugh? टंग को बाइट करना सिखाया था ना? Always bite your tongue, your laugh will go away in 1 minute. Suppose you have something heavy cracked, somebody has cracked a joke and ma'am is going to find you and make you turn you out of the class. आपसे हंसी रुक ही नहीं रहा है. Immediately bite your tongue. Pain. And how to get rid of sleep? Just take your fingers and bang them on the table. जैसे या फिर पेंसिल हाथ में लेके पेंसिल दबा दो. पेन दे दो अपने आप को. दर्द दे दो, नींद 1 मिनट में चला जाएगा. पेंसिल के बीच में नींद दो, हाँ दबा दो, दर्द दे दो. दर्द एकदम ज्यादा आना चाहिए. कान खींच दो ऐसे, ये ऐसे खींच दो, नींद आएगा ही नहीं 10-15 मिनट के लिए. या फिर ये कर दो, ये घुमा दो पूरा ऐसा, नींद चला जाएगा. जाएगा नहीं? 100% जाएगा. और नहीं तो टेबल लैम्प, हमारे टाइम पे टेबल लैम्प्स गर्म हो जाते थे. वी डिडंट हैव एलईडी लैम्प्स, वी हैव बल्ब्स. हाँ हाथ लगा दो, नींद अपने आप जाएगा. ठीक है? हाँ yes, I told this because this girl is dozing off almost. Weather is like that. That's why on Sundays what I always say, you should do maths. Evenings theory classes go good. If you feel that no sir we get it sleepy, I am fine with you all. Then we can do one thing, we can keep Sundays specifically for maths only. Yeah, yes. That will be better. Okay, from next class. So from next class what we will do, Sunday we'll keep maths, the other days we'll keep alternating. Right? So थोड़ा और ये इसके हो गया. Now we come to, so that's all. That's the end of solid friction. We now see friction in fluids. आजा चलो थोड़ा interactive करते हैं. 10 मिनट सब सीख जाएंगे. 10 minutes and we are done with this chapter. Fluids. What is fluid? Fluid is anything that can flow. That can flow. So all liquids can be considered as fluid. Yes. Fresh cow dung can be considered as fluid. See, now sleep will go away. Fresh cow dung. The moment you pour it, एकदम गर्र करके जा रहा है. So yes, now sleep is gone. See, so that is considered as a fluid. Viscous cow dung can also be fluid. Obviously, viscous ऐसे रखेंगे. He was giving the example of viscous. So what we do, we put some viscous cow dung and let him face his face like this. So if it comes and falls on your face, that means it is a fluid because it is able to flow. Did you understand now? ठीक है? And obviously gases, है ना? Gases can flow. In this chapter, we are going to study the friction caused by this. So in gas, we will take air because you all are bacha. And in liquid, we will be more worried about water. Okay? Now say suppose on water-clogged roads, can you walk that freely? No, you will walk it rang, like this. You feel somebody is holding you back. That is friction. And since this friction is due to fluids, we give it a separate name and we call it what? Drag. Drag is the friction exerted by fluids. Fluid can be liquid as well as this. And say suppose आज से और 5 साल बाद our Shreyas has become hero. 5-7 years later, engineering पढ़ रहा है. एम गर्ल्स कॉलेज के सामने बड़ा बाल ऐसे कर ड्रूम बाइक लेके जा रहा है. बाल ऐसे ऐसे उड़ रहा है. That is due to what? Air friction. Drag. And his hair is all moving like this. Just like Top Gun movie. Tom Cruise. Huh? Acha, see Top Gun also. ए, तुमने टॉप गन देखा है कि नहीं? दोनों देखा है कि नहीं? हाँ, तो टॉप गन जैसा बन गया है, तो ये टॉप गन के जैसा बन गया है, मैवरिक. सो ही इज बिकम एज अ मैवरिक जैसा बन के जाएगा, टेक्स माय ब्रेथ अवे वैसे टाइप जाएगा, डंग 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 ऐसे. तो श्रेयस उसमें क्या आएगा? गैसेस. तो ये जो दोनों होते हैं ना, दिस फ्रिक्शन इज नोन एज ड्रैग, राइट? सो इन ऑर्डर टू रिमूव ड्रैग विल बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. नाउ सी टू एग्जांपल्स. इफ यू सी योर स्कूल बस फ्रंट इज समवट लाइक दिस. आपके स्कूल बस का फ्रंट कुछ ऐसा रहता है ना? ऐसा रहता है आपके स्कूल बस का फ्रंट. तो ये पूरा रेक्टेंगुलर सरफेस है. द स्कूल बस इज गोइंग टू फेस अ लॉट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन, बिकॉज फ्रिक्शन में एरिया भी डिपेंड करता है. व्हाट इज द एरिया इन कॉन्टैक्ट? सो लॉट ऑफ एयर विल बी ब्लोइंग ऑन इट. एंड इमेजिन द फ्रंट पेन इज नॉट देयर एंड यू सिटिंग इन द फ्रंट ग्लास, आंख बंद हो जाएगा आपका. और इन बाइक्स एंड ऑल व्हेन यू सिट, so this is a disadvantage for us. We are not going to pick up speed. So if you want to pick up speed like a bullet train or something, then you have to get what? You have to become like a speed. You have to make it streamlined. तब हम रेडोम वाला स्ट्रक्चर देंगे आपको. तो आपकी गाड़ी को कैसा स्ट्रक्चर दे रहे हैं? The car is done like this so that the air which comes na, it just goes over the surface of your body. This is known as streamlining. And the bodies are known to be streamlined. जैसे aeroplanes copy the body structure of that of birds. If you see birds जो fast fly करते हैं ना, नुकीला नाक होता है. जब bullet trains in Japan, they will always have a radome shape like this. So in fact, if you are into swimming and you know how to dive, obviously you won't get into the water like an octopus. Splash! Then चोट बहुत लगेगा आपको because पूरा drag. So how do you dive? You'll make your hands absolutely straight, legs stretched, and both legs एकदम knife की तरह घुस जाना है. In that case, the pain on your body is as minimum. And when you want to actually, when you swim across and you go to one side and you just turn over and you want to use the thrust that you have used with your leg to come as forward as you want. What do you do in that moment? You make your hands straight and legs as straight as possible, and with your legs you're going to hit the wall so that you go straight. उस वक्त अगर आप ऐसे जाएंगे तो आप तो नहीं जा पाओगे. But you know where friction is, drag is necessary? Yacht, sails and boats. In earlier days, boats never had engines. So if the wind is in your favor, then the boat is sailing. If you see all those Romans and Greek stories. Otherwise, if the wind is not in your favor, then the king will take out that iron what? Lash. And he will lash all the slaves. You idiots, row the boat as fast as you can, and they will be rowing. Slaves ले जाते थे ना पहले जमाने में, और सबको कोड़े मारते थे. And they used to row the boats. And then only the boat will go. And if the wind is in your favor, they get some time. Otherwise, up speed तो नहीं बना सकते हैं. केरला में बहुत होता है ना, the boats, the snake boats and boats competition. So what is the name given for the body structure to avoid fluid friction? That's called streamlining. And what is the name given to it? You generally are asked questions about this. That is known as drag. Okay. And if given you some comparative question, a bus and a bullet train, who faces more friction? The bus faces more friction because the bus has got a frontal area is much more, rectangular area is much more. तो friction बहुत ज्यादा है उसमें, हवा आपको लगेगा. और चैप्टर में तो कुछ भी नहीं है. अगर आपको कुछ और डिस्कस करना है, हाँ बोलिए. Drag is the name of the frictional force exerted by fluids. The fluid can be a liquid or the fluid can be a gas. Since we are chota bachchas, we are studying gas in the form of air and liquid in form of water. But if you want to walk in cow dung, then in that case drag is provided by cow dung. वो भी तो fluid है ना? Yeah.
In force and pressure, you said if the area is less, the pressure is more.
If the area is less, the pressure is more. Yes.
Here the area is less.
This is not that. If the area is less, the pressure is more. We are not dealing pressure. We are talking about the force, the friction force. Friction में क्या क्या depend करता है? Nature of the surface and their surface area in contact. Go back to your rolling friction. Why was rolling friction less? Because only the wheel's curved portion touched the ground. Less will be the area of contact, less will be the friction. Do you understand? So here the area of contact is reduced. Here the area of contact is very high. तो यहाँ पे friction बहुत ज़्यादा है. ठीक है? Or any other question? अगर नहीं, तो what we have decided from now on. So how we will go like this? See, today our next class is tomorrow. So our classes are on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. Sunday has been frozen for maths. So tomorrow what we will do is tomorrow, tomorrow we have to go with maths because we have done science. Then we go with again science, then we go with maths. So this will be our regular pattern now. Monday has to be a science class, right? Maths class. This will be a science class and this will be a maths class. This is better. Okay? Otherwise you will not sleep. Today everyone has been dozing off. So now I will not give a worksheet immediately on this chapter now. I will wait for you that you tell me, and I'm giving you 1 week's time. And the 1 week's time starts from today. It ends on next Sunday. That you should tell me, sir, we are done reading the chapter and making our notes, whatever. Then you get a worksheet. And instead in that worksheet, now I will reduce your workload. I won't give you any objective type questions. I'm very crook. I will give you only 4 or 5. I want to check your writing standards. Children, you cannot write poor. You all study in the best of the schools. Your writing standard has to improve. The way you speak English. So when I say English is not about moving with friends, watch programs, watch how people talk. How many of you watch programs like Young Sheldon देखते हो? हाँ. अब पर बातों में तो वो इंग्लिश नहीं दिखता है ना मुझे आप लोगों के. उसका फेवरेट कैरेक्टर मीमू ही है मेरा. ठीक है ना? Right. चलो then we'll close and tomorrow we go ahead with